Hi everyone, my name is Miss Carol from Aspire Art Studios and we're here for another online tutorial. Today we're going to draw Steve from Minecraft with his buddies Wolf and Chicken. But before we start, we just need some couple of supplies to get ready. So here's what you're going to need. Today we're going to be needing 8.5 by 11 or 9 by 12 paper. Make sure it's blank and not lined paper. And if you have a sketchbook, that's even better. Just turn to a blank page. Next we're going to need a pencil. Make sure it's sharpened. And then an eraser. And a black marker or Sharpie, maybe thick or thin. And for coloring, we're going to be using either crayons or color pencils, whichever ones you have. The best kinds of colored pencils and crayons are definitely the larger packs with assorted colors, but we could use whatever you have at home. Alright, before we start, I want to make sure to let you guys know that you can pause the video at any time just to catch up on a step. Alright, are you guys ready? Yay! Me too! Okay, let's get started. Alright everyone, so make sure that your paper is landscape and not portrait, so make sure it's long ways. And we're going to start off with the main shape. We're going to make a big long rectangle to start off with Steve's body. See how I'm doing line by line? I want to make sure the corners are nice and sharp on each of the corners. Then we're going to do the main shape for the chicken, which is a smaller rectangle on the right side. And after, we'll do the wolf's body, which is going to be a tall square. So the main shape in Minecraft is a cube. So these geometric shapes are super important when we're drawing, so we want to make sure they're clean and clear. If you go fast like this, it'll be too round on the corners. So don't do one stroke, do separate strokes, each at one at a time, so that way you get nice clean corners. Alright, let's move on. We're going to work on, oh, I forgot about that stroke. We're going to move on to Steve's body. And we're going to start drawing the line that separates the head. And then we're going to attach the arms to that same line, extending outside of the rectangle. Make sure it lines up, and we're going to close it nice and clean. Awesome, now we have Steve's arms. Next, we're going to draw the chicken's head. So you're going to draw lines, try to line them up. Remember, one line at a time. And then we'll do the wolf's back part of his body and his muzzle. This one's going to be a little bit shorter. Awesome. Now we're going to draw the bottom of his shirt and a line in the middle to separate Steve's legs. Then we'll add chicken's legs. It's like an L shape. You do a big L and a smaller L and connect it. And then we're going to work on the wolf's legs. One line at a time. And try to make sure that all the legs are the same length. Let's add in the collar. So there's two skinny lines. And we'll just make one leg stand out. Okay, now let's draw a line on top of Steve's head for his hair. We're going to work on his face. So the face is going to have a nice square in the middle on the bottom of the face. And then a smaller overlapping square in the middle. And add two lines at the top to make rectangle eyes. Make sure to go slowly. And let's add a line in the middle of each of the eyeballs so that way you can see. Perfect. It's coming together. Alright. Now we're going to add the beak for the chicken. It's going to be a small, long rectangle. And underneath it, we'll do a small square and finish off the eyes. Alright, so on to Wolf. We're going to add a small little square for his ear. And then his little nose for the corner. A nice line in the middle for a smiley face. And then we're going to add his eyes. If you notice, all of the corners are kind of meeting up with each other, so use what we drew already to help you line things up. There's going to be the rest of his muzzle. You're going to do like a stair shape all the way down from the eye to the bottom of his body. Now we're going to do the little tail in the corner in the back. Oh, let's finish Chicken's wings. So it's going to be a small rectangle in his body. Alright, now we're going to draw sleeves on his shirt. So we're going to draw a line in his arm. 1 and 2. Awesome. And he's holding an axe. I've never played Minecraft. My nephews love to play. And they always talk about like a diamond axe. I don't know if that's like the best axe to have. So you're going to make the line go right through his arm. Try to line it up so it doesn't look wonky. And we're going to do 2 slanted lines from the top of that tiny rectangle. And another one on the top. And connect the edges. So that way it looks like a pointy axe. Lastly, you're going to add that little line at the top to make a small triangle for his axe. Perfect. Let's add the line on his feet. And then we'll get ready to draw the background. So this is going to be the horizon line, but it's also going to be the cliff where, or like a hedge where the trees are going to lay down. So go right underneath that part of the axe and go straight across. Alright, and then we're going to do another line right where the legs are and behind the duck. And go through where the wolf is too. Perfect. So now we have 2 lines. We're going to add an extra line for the top grass part of the ledge. Awesome. So you should have 3 lines in the background so far. Alright, let's do the trees. So we're going to add a line on the right side, and you're going to go all the way to the edge of your paper. Awesome. Then we'll do a small square on the other side. Make sure it touches the edge of your paper. Alright, then we're going to add rectangle clouds, 3 of them above Steve. So 1, and a smaller one. And then let's fill up the other side, the empty space. Minecraft is a cool world. I know a lot of people make different things in Minecraft too, like Disneyland. What have you guys made if you play it? Okay, let's add the tree branches, so 2 lines straight from those rectangles to top of the ledge. And then we'll add the 2 small squares on the top for the left part of your tree. I'm going to add little lines all the way across on top of that horizon line for our grass texture. Okay, so don't do too many, and then we're going to close it off to make it into small little French fries. I'm hungry. Okay. Alright, so you should have just that many. You can pause the video to check. And then we're going to add the grass on the bottom, but they're going to be a lot bigger and a lot longer because the grass in the background is going to be smaller because it's far away. But the ones here in front of Steve are on the foreground, so they're a lot closer to us. They're going to be a lot bigger and longer. So go ahead and draw those lines and then make bigger French fries by finishing it off. It looks like small skinny rectangles coming from the ground. Awesome. Okay, our last one, and we're done! Alright, let's grab our black Sharpie and let's get ready to trace. So you want to make sure you go nice and slow. We're going to start off with the main shape we first started, which is Steve's body. Go 1 line at a time and make sure that each line is connecting each other after you draw it. So don't go too fast. You did a very good job drawing, so we want to make sure when we trace it's nice and neat because we made it this far already. Okay, so again we're going to start doing the main shapes of the duck, or the chicken I mean, and the wolf. Alright. We like to draw the main shapes first so that way all the details we trace after are easy to connect. Because if we start off with like the eyes or the mouth, they're going to be kind of loosey-goosey. So So drawing anchor points and anchor shapes and tracing them first will be really helpful. So let's do the arms. See, if you go too fast like that, things will go overlapping, it'll be rounded again. So again, line by line, little by little. Especially for Minecraft, you want to make sure all the shapes are nice and clean and traced slowly. If you need to take a break, go ahead, pause the video, stretch your hands. So now that we have the main shapes for all the characters, we're going to finish off all the little details inside the main shapes. And I'm going to speed up this part of the video, so just finish all of your characters and then we'll move on to our background. Alright, so now that we have the characters all traced, we're going to move on to the background. So go ahead and make sure you trace the horizon line first, so the straight line, so that way that's our anchor point for the rest of the trees, the grass, and it helps us to divide the paper. Alright, and then don't forget that last horizon line at the top. So there's going to be 3 lines across that you're going to trace. And then afterwards, I want you to trace the big part of the tree. So the top of the tree, which is that rectangle on the right side, doing line by line. Remember, you want to go slowly, there's no rush. Okay, all of these corners need to be nice and sharp. We'll move on to the left side. There we go. Alright, I'm going to speed up the video and you can trace the rest of your background. Awesome! So now that you have everything traced, I want you to get your eraser and erase all those pencil lines nice and neat. And we're going to get ready for our coloring. So go ahead and grab your color pencil or your crayons and let's get started. So now we're going to get a very light blue and we're going to separate the sky into 2 different colors, a light and a dark. So I'm going to use the light blue and draw a line straight across in the middle so that way I know where to stop. We're going to start with the lightest color on top, so that's why I'm going to trace only the top of the tree and around Steve's head. And we want to make sure we make a shield and a fence going around things that we don't want to color inside of. Okay, so that way we can protect our Steve and our trees and our clouds so we know where to stop. So now that we have everything traced at the top of our sky, we're going to go short strokes, up and down, try to stay in one direction, and we're going to fill up the top page. So I'm going to go slowly, short strokes, okay? Try to get all those white spaces. And to save time, I'm just going to fill it in, but I want you guys to go ahead and finish the top part of the sky neatly. And afterwards, we're going to find a darker blue to do the bottom half of the sky. I'm going to choose this darker sky blue. And same thing, we're going to trace around our characters, around our trees, just on the bottom half of the sky. Remember, we're working on the big spaces in the background first, so that way we can fill it in and then the smaller parts will be easier to color later. So it's nice that we have little sections of this darker sky blue to work with, so that way it'll be easier to color in smaller parts. Alright? After you finish outlining, again color those in. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to fill it in, but I want you to make sure you go small strokes in one direction, filling in the bottom half of the sky neatly. Awesome. Okay, so now I want you to go ahead and grab the next color that we're going to need. Alright, we're going to work on the cliff part of the background, so grab a tan color, a light brown or a tan, and we're going to divide the cliff into two different colors, so light and dark, again, just like the sky. And we're going to start on the left side of the paper, make sure it touches the wolf, that little section between the wolf and Steve, and all the way to the right, past the duck. And again, we're going to go ahead and make a shield around our characters to make sure we are coloring neatly and protecting the rest of our picture. Okay, and then now that we finished that part, you're going to get a darker brown to do the other half, and again, outlining and filling it in. I'm going to speed up this part, and then we'll move on to the grassy part of the ground. Make sure to go nice and slow, you guys. Alright, now we're going to get a lighter green and we're going to do the ground. Okay, because it's going to be a grassy field ground. So we're going to separate it with a light green and a dark green. Alright, so now we're going to use the same light green and dark green to color in the trees. And we're going to do the same thing, light and dark. So draw a line to split up the colors, color the bottom part dark and the top part light. Making sure to outline and color slowly and short strokes. Awesome. Don't forget to color that little skinny line above the brown for the top part of the cliff. So we don't want it to just be dirt, but we want to put like a grassy top above it. Awesome! Alright, so go ahead and get that tan and the dark brown and color in half of the tree branch light and dark. So tan on the left side and darker brown on the right side. That way there's a shadow. Alright, so now we're going to move on to Steve. So we're going to grab all the colors that we need for him. So the main colors for him are peach for his skin, we're going to do a light turquoise color for his shirt, a blue color for his pants, and gray for his shoes. But I want you to also get those browns that we use in the background to complete his hair and his mouth. So when we get those colors, also try to find the darker colors. So right now we're doing peach. Find that tan color that you use for the top of your clip. That way we can add the shadow on the bottom of his hands and the bottom of his face, just like a little line. So if you notice there's a pattern going on in this picture, because now we're noticing value, which is light and dark, because things aren't just one shade. So now we're adding light and darks to our picture, like in the sky, the ground, the tree, and even the details in the characters. Alright, let's get that turquoise color for his shirt. And again, I'm splitting it up. Try to line up the shadow with the hand. So I'm getting a darker teal later to fill in the bottom part of his sleeve. So you can make that shadow. And you can always change the color of his shirt, whatever color you want. I'm just doing this color because that's just his normal character color. If you want to add designs on your shirt, go ahead and do so. Make it fun. Alright, we're going to get that blue color for his pants and fill up the whole thing blue. And then get a darker navy blue or a darker blue. And we're going to draw a line and color it in towards the middle for that part of the shadow. Great. And then we're going to do silver or light gray for his shoes, and then a darker gray that lines up with the shadow of the pants for the shadow of the shoes. Awesome, so let's finish up his face. So his mouth is going to be brown, and also his hair. And we're going to color one side of his eye just blue for his eyeball, and tan for the nose. Awesome, so I'm filling in the pickaxe. The handle's going to be gold, and we're going to get that same light gray or silver for the top part of this axe, and then probably a darker gray for the top triangle part of the axe. Yippee! So we finished Steve, so now we're going to move on to our other characters. We're going to do a light gray for the main body of the wolf. And a darker gray for the back part. Don't forget to go ahead and block in some shadows on the bottom of the wolf. So after I do this light gray, we're going to add a little strip of shadow on the bottom, so that way we can keep the same value, the two values that we're separating, like the rest of the picture. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and color chicken. I'm going to grab a yellow orange for the beak and the feet. This one's going to be a little bit quicker. We're just going to use silver, red, and yellow orange. So go ahead and grab that silver or light gray color for the shadow of his body and the shadow of his wing. So on his body and his head, we're going to add that little line of shadow just to separate each section. And then red for the bottom part of his beak. Don't forget to color in his eyeball. You can make it black. And there you have it! We finished our colors for our characters. Good job, you guys. I hope you want to double check for all your white spaces and making sure you get all of those edges. I grabbed a silver or a light gray for the bottom shadow of the clouds, and the final part is this dark green. So get a darker green than any green that you used so far. We're going to color in all of those french fry grasses in our picture. Awesome. Making sure that you're getting even the edges on the top of the grass. So even though it's like the simple shape, you still want to get your white spaces and all the nooks and crannies to make it nice and clean. Great! Okay, so to finalize this picture, we're going to add an oval shape right underneath all of the characters, just to add a shadow, because when you're standing outside and the sun is shining, you guys see your shadow on the ground, right? And it kind of gives them more of a 3D feel as well, even though this is a 2D picture. So go ahead and draw the shape of the shadow first and color it nice and neat, just like the coloring wheels that we've been applying throughout this whole video. small strokes, filling it in. Okay, and don't forget your hoof. I wonder what other animals are there in Minecraft. I think it's really cool that they have a chicken. Alright, you guys, you're all done! Look at that! You guys made your own Minecraft picture. Woohoo! We finished a picture! Yay! Good job, you guys. I hope to see you guys again soon. Thank you guys for joining me today. Please check out our YouTube channel for more projects and crafts to do at home. I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Bye!